I want one person to roll 20-sided one time. This is for something totally unrelated.
Okay. 18.
Very soon, within a couple of hours, you are being led up the stairs, up this, like I said, there's these huge cliffs that are shaped like a semicircle, but there's stairs going all the way up. There's catwalks. There's actually openings into the cliff face, but it goes all the way up to this platform. And you look upon this platform, you just see in another semicircle a cliff face. And when you get close to it, roll 20-sided.
5.
You see this protuberance over here, and at the end of the protuberance, you actually see brass poking out. And you think maybe the protuberance is just the detritus of ages, that this was simply a brass cylinder coming out of the cliff face, and all of the rock around it is just what accumulated over ages. And you also notice something else. Roll 20-sided one more time.
13.
I want you to put down rock lore.
There.
Okay, rock lore experience. And thoth lore. And you realize that this is no cliff face, that this was a natural cave opening, and thousands upon thousands of years ago, this was bricked up. And then just rock and deposits formed over it, and it now looks like a cliff face. Does that make sense?
This is a wall.
And you hear that from him, and you are all there, and you look upon a cliff. It just looks like a limestone cliff face, like white. All the other rock is brown. This is just white rock. And he says what he says. And there's villagers kind of everywhere. The village elder is there. And everyone roll 20-sided one time. This is very
20.
14.
Nice. 4.
Put down charisma experience. The village elder and a couple of the other villagers, they pace off an area around the protuberance, and they actually put rocks on the ground all around it, and they sort of chalk off the cliff face that's all around it. And then the villager steps forward and he says, "This is our sacred site. Do not come near it. This is what we need. You can only come over here." And then they go all the way to the other side, like this protuberance is here.
Mm-hmm.
They go all the way to the other side, and they put more rocks here.
Do I see
and
it?
they go,
Anything shining over there? Roadrunner walking off at none of those things.
no. But you have, where they've marked off, you have part of this cliff face, but you also have the rock that's near it. And Darian nods, and he says, "Good enough." And
How big is this wall? Can we knock it down without it affecting the chalked off part?
yeah, you can understand this is like 40 feet high. This is a big, big thing.
That's what.
So if you just knock out a door over here, you're not disturbing anything else. And it's almost like a party scene. The villagers are jumping. There's kids jumping around everywhere. Like, Nashara comes over, and actually Nashara comes up to you, and there's like kids kind of clinging to her, and the villagers are all around. The women are setting up like tables and food and water. And it's just like this huge party. And the elders are over here doing a religious ceremony with the thing, and you realize that this has become like a village event, and you're all just there. And actually, you have attracted some children who are clinging to you and touching the fur, and you've never seen as many people before in your whole life.
It's terrible.
It's a little terrifying. Roll 20s. Actually, everybody roll 20-sided.
20.
3.
Hey. 20.
Nice.
We got
Well, look at you guys over there.
Yeah.
The good thing is, I want you to both to put down sight experience, and you can put down charisma experience. Iona. You like these people. The villagers seem like innocent, good people. They seem to hold you in high regard, and you feel safe around them, where you kind of don't feel safe around some of these caravan guards. What you notice, Garouche, is that on this platform you have this view of everything. So you look down into the village, and you have this wonderful view of the village, the walls that are no longer being completed. You see that there's maybe not as many guards as there should be, and you actually order more guards down there, and they reluctantly trump off. And you look out and you see the dead bandits, and you see roll 20 sided.
2.
You actually see way off in the distance a couple of bands of bandits. There's maybe 20, but you're maybe. So they're out there, right? But way in the distance.
Do they look like they're approaching us?
You can't tell.
Until-
You just, from your vantage, you can just see so much. You know that way out there are bandits. They might not even be able to see the village from where they are.
Okay. I turn to Carth and I say, whatever we're going to do, we're going to do it quickly because we don't want to be caught out in the open.
Somebody warned the villagers not to stand in the stairs, just walk with all.
Nishara starts to,
And
we must evacuate this platform. Everyone down the stairs. And reluctantly, the villages start to go down. And the elders wrap up what they're doing, but they leave behind some of the boys. And soon you are alone.
I look at the rock face. It will have fallen unevenly, so I find a root coming. I stop there.
Okay, you think roll 20 sided.
16.
He goes to work. First, you remove all of the detritus from this wall, and you realize that what they have used,
10 inches for that.
what's behind the detritus is actually clay bricks, and you think maybe the original builder did not do this. If that makes any sense. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
This is cruel compared to what to know what to do this.
It's crude. And you get to work on the brick. Roll 20. This is not stuff that requires a genius.
5.
Okay, I want you to put mining experience. And he starts to get to work, and you actually remove a brick. This is really important. Everybody roll 20.
15.
8.
2.
You remove a brick, and cold air starts to come out. And you move to one side. You roll 20 sided one more time.
20.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Nice.
Okay, I want you to put down touch experience. Both of you put down touch experience. And I want you to put down magical sense experience. Or evaluate magic?
Magic. So I have 2.
Evaluate magic experience. Okay. And you realize that for that, you feel that cold wind come out, and you just get an intuition about it. In fact, I want you to put down dungeon lore experience as well. And you realize that this is leading to something that might be quite extensive for that much wind to be coming out of that hole.
As long as it didn't.
Okay, and it's cool, so it might be deep, right? And those two things come to you, and you're almost proud of it. You're like, nah,
I'm smart.
I'm smart.
You know,
You get a totally different experience, and you almost hear like an agonizing growl.
And Melissa.
And you know that no one else has heard it, almost like a desert spirit, how the ghosts speak in the darkness. And you feel something, and you see something that you know no one else does. It's almost like you can see the wind, but you know it's not part of the wind. And it is like an inky bluish black coming out of the cracks. And just a wisp of it for a moment, you know that your eyes could be playing tricks on you, but something tells you that that's not the case. but it's just for a heartbeat. You hear the voice and you see that. And he has taken the brick off.
Does the wind stop or is it continuing?
It equalizes, so it's not like.
Well, I was wondering if there was another entrance somewhere else that would allow air to flow.
That is definitely not the case. He begins to take the bricks off, and you see that this is going a lot easier.
It's once one is out there.
Yeah, it's like, boom. But in fact, all of you kind of are helping. And Nashara steps forward and she says, "Make sure it's big enough for the largest of us." And you hear a voice. It's Sagar, and he goes, "I'm not going in there." And pretty soon he has opened up the hole.
I grab a torch and I go in.
You sure about this, Sinbad?
Fate.
It seems fun.
You know what? Torches are produced, and torches are actually just they're bundles of reeds that have been dipped in pitch, and they give them to you. They give you a torch, they light it, and you move into the hole. Roll 20-sided.
5.
I'm with him. I grab a torch and saddle up next to him.
You see him right behind you, and you guys share a look. That's a very... When you are going in alone, and you realize that somebody has your back, that's something that means something in this world. And you realize that somebody has your back, and no one else is moving into the hole. It's just you two guys together.
I'll go after them.
He comes in as well. You see, because you are the one holding the torch, because you guys are so far over to the left, there's a wall right here, and it was natural, but it's been carved. Okay, so it's completely smooth. But it's not really smooth because the whole thing is bas relief. You know what bas relief is? Okay, the whole thing is bas relief, which means it's been carved so that it has texture, like it's little statues into the wall, but it's only like that deep. And it's all brilliantly painted. And it's the work of the Thoth. You've never seen anything like that. In fact, I want all of you, just because you've seen this, to put down 5 fate on your paper. And you can put it down as well because you will be there soon, even though you are not there yet.
What can I see? What is this one depicting? What outside was the building of this place?
Darian actually also comes in right after you. You come in, and this, all of you see this wall, the floor is actually like ornate. Other men are coming in with torches. You can go in if you wish. You go in. The floor is ornate. There's all kinds of torches coming in. You realize that this is a really big room because this natural cavern, okay, is actually not that... You realize that this actually was not a natural cavern. It was more of just an imprint into the side of the mountain. But it's been completely chipped out and made smooth and then carved. And they also put down a floor.
I look at the art on the wall and on the floor. Do I sense that it's depicting a battle or a progression of history along the wall?
Everybody roll 20-sided. All of you kind of see the same thing.
19.
16.
2 things happen. The first is you look at this wall, and the first thing that strikes your eye is you see very plainly this rock formation. This rock formation is easy to spot because of this kind of hemisphere where the village is. So you immediately see, oh, that's a map, and that's where we are. But you see all these lines running across the map. And the lines, you see this too, are in different colors, and there's like the labels of these lines are like weird, like fire, rain, this, that. They all have weird, one of them is a skull. The purple line is labeled with a skull. And these lines are all intersecting right here.
Are these painted colors or are they inlaid rock?
Carved and then painted. But the thing is that nobody's been in here for thousands of years, so the paint is still just brilliant on the wall. And it's a desert. I mean, things just don't decay. right? So
I just say under my breath, landmines.
fate.
Comes on with me.
Well, I say it because I'm
No, I'm talking about me.
Yeah, I say it because I'm unsure of myself. I don't really know magic. I just heard something reminiscent of it, so I don't announce it. I just kind of suspect.
But all of these lines converge right here, and you see other convergences across this map. And the map is maybe the Thoth's known world. So you see all of Phrygia. You see areas to the south where no one goes because of the devastation, but back then there was no devastation, so you see lands in the south. And all of these lines converging as if these Thoth had found these lines and have mapped them out. And you see other convergences. And Darian is looking up at it and just drinking it in. You realize that whatever he was looking for, this is certainly part of it. And then you hear laughter. And it is Sagma. And Sagma says, "So it begins." And you hear laughter. Ha, 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 ha. And you guys look over, and actually, you see something that takes you back, because at first you think it's a monster. And as the torches come closer, you realize it's a statue. So this cavern is like this. It's narrow, so it's only like maybe goes 50 feet in, okay? Everything's carved, the walls inlaid, but there's a statue all the way in the back. And the statue is of a man with the head of a dog. Or maybe even some kind of desert dog that's dog-like. And one hand is like this, and the other hand is like this, but this hand is way down low. It's a tall statue, but the hand is like at your chest height. So it's like this. And it has this very stern expression on its face. Like this. But the hand down low here, you see something glint off of it. And then all of you realize something at the exact same time. Roll 20 sided.
12.
12.
7.
2.
Okay. You realize two things at the same time. Right behind the statue is an opening. And it's an archway leading into blackness. There's no door, just an archway leading into blackness right behind the statue. Like this. In this hand, that's down low at chest level, there is a glint of something off the torches, and you realize there are coins in the hand. And Sagma is laughing hysterically. So it begins! So it begins! And he goes over to the hand.
I say, Sagma, don't.
While this has all been happening, I was looking at the other convergences, trying to figure out if there are any near where I'm mine, because I want to avoid anything like that.
Fate. Darian is looking for precisely the opposite reasons. And you see all kinds of other things, like there is, he has moved on, and Darian is completely just involved on this wall. He has no regard for anything else. He hears laughter and everything, he's just not even turning. He is looking out, and as a matter of fact, he has taken out papyrus sheets and a feather, and he is inking, like he is replicating maps. And this is like all he's really concerned about. The rest of you see Sagma, and he turns and he looks at you guys, and then he grins. I want one person to roll 20-sided for Sagma.
I say, you're asking for it. 10.
And he goes, "This is why we are here." Yes? And he looks up at the statue and he says, "Look at this expression." And you do, and there is a very stern expression on the statue, like this. And this hand is down here.
I hold my breath and wait to see what Sagma's going to do. If he sets off a booby trap, better him than me.
Sagma takes the coins from the palm, and he looks at them and just starts hysterically laughing. I mean, just laughing at and you see the coins glint, and everybody's looking at him just open mouth. I mean, this is a fortune. This is a fortune, like you guys just won the lottery kind of fortune. And he takes the coins, and he actually takes one, then the rest he throws in the air. And everybody just goes for them. Everybody roll 20-sided. What do you guys do?
I watch 15.
11.
Everyone is laughing. There's maybe only 10 coins in the palm. That's still a lot of money. Everybody's just grabbing for coins. And
I don't.
you don't.
I do not also. Do I know what the statue depicts, like who that is, what that is? I do have thought.
Roll 20.
20.
It is not a god. It is rumored that the gods roam the earth, and there's a commonality to the gods that is worshipped all over the world, and there are many, many gods. And it just depends which ones of those gods you worshipped. The Thoth worship the primordial triad, which is a dark group of gods. 3 of them, the triad. And of those, only one was good, and that was Gothamon, who was the goddess of death. The other 2, one is inscrutable, and the other was darkly evil. But they did have angels and lesser gods. And this, you think, was one of the protectors. And this is maybe some kind of ward against evil or warning or something. But this is like one of their, let's just say, angels.
It's a warning against evil.
A divine guardian. A ward against evil, and maybe even a warning. And why the coins are in the palm and the other one is like this, like stop, there's the dark archway behind it. Everything else is just brilliantly painted. The floor is inlaid. You see Sagar weeping on the floor. And he goes, I couldn't find one! Why does everyone take my coins? I want someone's coin right now! Someone needs to give me a coin!
I give him a spoon.
Roll 20.
I noticed one by my foot and I cover it up with my foot.
You give him a spoon and he just looks at you and he says, are you making fun of me? Everyone is laughing at him. And he gets really angry, throws the spoon. You have no idea why he would throw this offering you gave him. But he does. They found all the coins.
They found.
Oh yeah. And Sagma, he actually has a torch and he goes to the opening and he says, well. Teeth, come! And he gestures you guys over. And a few of the caravan guards go over and look in. And they look down and you see that they are looking down as if the passage goes down. Darian is at the wall. He turns to you.
Into the statue. This is not a good sign.
And he laughs. Roll 20-sided. It's more of a sardonic chuckle.
18.
He says, it's almost as if the statue bribes us to go no further. I will concern myself with this wall from now. And he goes right back to what he was doing. Like he has his mission.
Mm-hmm.
And Sagma and a couple of his other guys are talking, and you see Nashara walk over. What do you guys do?
May I touch the purple line with the death and see it? Does it map out any places that my people would have been, or anything that I'd be familiar with?
Roll 20.
The statue warns evil.
8.
It says go no further.
You don't get any meaning from it, but you know that it is meaningful. You know that everything here is pointing towards why you are here. You are in the right place. But the thing is that you have to understand that you're looking for the Maw of Ra. And you are in the right place. Think about what that means. And when you do, you kind of get a bad feeling. And you kind of look over at the statue, and the statue has a dire expression. Stop. With his hand down here. And then behind the statue, you see a cluster of like 6 people looking down. All of you kind of make your way over when people don't.
I don't know how much there.
And
I walk up and I poke my head into the darkness, lean my torch over. Can I see anything?
yes, as a matter of fact, you see, when you get there, you kind of see.
What?
You're just laughing.
I'm getting too old for
This.
this.
Listen, I came out here to get away from people and fights.
It is odd because the miner is held back, which you find very strange.
Yeah. This is odd. We could be rich. There could be untold amounts of treasure in there. And now you hesitate because of a little dark and a little cold?
No. Because that statue looks evil.
Sagma says, well, as long as you're not after the gold that we will find,
That's all you will
you
find.
forfeit your share if you do not come.
I forfeit all of it. All you will come to me is death.
Roll 27.
6. We work together. You know I am in Carthag. That is a place I want to get to.
Sagma turns, he goes, as long as you take nothing, I care nothing for you. We'll meet again in Megara. And he turns back and all of you look down.
I drop the torch to see how far it goes.
When you walk over, you see a ramp going. This is a man-made, man-carved ramp. It is square, and it is almost like it's not quite high enough for a man to walk upright. And it's more like a shaft. And the shaft is at a 45-degree angle. The only thing is that in the shaft, all the way down, is carved sconces. You guys know what a sconce is?
Mhm.
Like if a sconce is on the wall, you put a torch into it. Okay, but it's inside the wall. So it's not something that's exterior. It's been carved, so there's holes in the shaft. And in the sconces is ancient wood. Wood.
I check
Okay.
the sconces with my torch and see if
Wood.
it's
Stakes. Okay? So it's going 45 degrees down with stakes. So it's like
for
if
light.
you were to slip down this, you would be impaled on something and it would hurt depending on how fast you were going. Now, these stakes look thousands of years old. This does not look new. Okay, so think real life. Okay, it is totally conceivable that in an environment like this, the stakes would be intact. It's also totally conceivable that you could walk up to it and go like that, and the thing would go into dust. Okay,
Sconces are for light, or they're just
that's where the stakes are sunken.
okay. So there's no.
Your torch is going down.
I slowly walk down.
Roll 20 seconds.
20.
Nice.
Hey.
So scary.
You guys see him start to make his way down, and you kind of judge the surface, and you realize that the boots that you're wearing have good traction on them. You don't know about all the rest of these cats, but yours do. And you actually use the base of the stakes to help yourself down, and they're tearing off in your hand. And you realize that they're no danger to any. All right. So you're going down, and you actually get to your torch and continue going down, and you hear a voice, and it's Nashara, and she's like, "Be careful!" And Sagma goes, "Keep going, keep going. We'll find a rope. We'll find a rope. Find a rope." And you guys see the caravan guards. They're like trying to find a rope, and one of them goes to the floor, and he is pounding an iron stake into the floor by the statue. And then he sees the statue and gives it up. A rope appears, and they tie the rope around the foot of the statue, and they throw the rope down the shaft. And you actually see the rope kind of go past you and stop, and you grab it and kind of use it to go all the way down. I want you to put on your paper the following skills. Okay. Consummate thief. And you have anti-claustrophobia.
Yeah.
All right. You are totally immune to claustrophobia. You're totally immune to any fear of small places whatsoever. And you have no idea why anyone would be afraid of going down this 45-degree shaft with spikes set in sconces. You finally get to a flat part. And it is a room, it's nowhere near as big as that room, but it is a room where you can stand, and it is also carved. And when you look around at the carvings, and you get this kind of sick thrill, because, in fact, I want you to put down 10 fate, okay? You are so far away from everyone that you can't even hear them shouting anymore. You are totally alone, and you realize that you are the first human being to be in this room for thousands of years. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There is a weird feeling. And you look around and you hold up the sconce, and it's just like you realize that you are the only eyes that have seen this. And it is a magical moment. And you look and you see these stylized portraits. The thought, everything is almost like Egyptian. And you see these stylized portraits of kings and sorcerers coming to this place where you're at. And it looks like they're consulting with gods and receiving gifts from gods. And you see the gods, you see all kinds of weird sigils and painted glyphs around the gods. You don't know what that means. You're just not the kind of person that could figure that out. But you see that this shaft is mirrored on the other side of this room, but it goes up. So there's a shaft going down 45 degrees into this chamber, and then a shaft going up.
I pull on the rope.
And the stakes are still, like, if you go up, the stakes are still pointed at you.
Oh.
But you don't have too much fear of these stakes.
Yeah. I pull on the rope to signify to everyone that it's safe to come.
All of you roll 20-sided as you bemoan the loss of your companion, who is probably dead.
16.
12.
You... What did you roll?
9.
You get a bad feeling. You get a desperately bad feeling. You feel something. A trap has been sprung, and slowly, something is happening and gaining momentum. Now, when I say trap, that may not be the right word, but something is initiated that's gaining momentum, and you feel that on a spiritual level, and it's just you get a bad sinking feeling. The rest of you, the rope moves.
I head down the path after Sinbad.
It's a lot easier because of the rope.
Yeah.
And Sagma is next, and he goes, don't think you're getting more of the treasure because you're second.
We'll just see about that segment.
The rest of you are moving down, and you see that passageway going up, and you see the rope kind of twitching. And you know that your companions are coming down. And one by one they emerge. Him first, Sagma. And you see Nishara. The rest of the caravan guards are coming down one by one. And they're entering the chamber.
I am very much keeping my eyes on the show.
Okay. So you go after Nishara, and you keep... Now, Nishara is actually, like, not... You're not coming up on her radar anymore, which is good because she's on little radar now, and you like that a little bit better. Darian is still up at that first chamber, and so are you. And actually, Darian looks around.
They've all gone down. It was just us up here.
He nods, and he actually stops what he's doing, and he gets down on a knee. And you see his lips moving. And he stops and he looks at you and he says, may the gods protect you.
already warned them. They were finding death that way.
I don't know what they're finding. I don't know where we are, but this is no tomb. Whatever it is. He says, this is some sort of convergence. This is
What do these lines mean?
magic. The Thoth were all of magic. Death magic especially. See this line here?
The skull?
Death magic. They could use it. They could use the power. Us men, we're weak. We are poor magic users. We can draw upon the power of other things. What they were doing with this magic, I know not, but the Sangmal, I think they wish to hide something from us. That is why they buy these relics. That is why they destroy these tombs. They don't wish us to know their secrets. And he kind of looks at you piercingly like he said too much. And he goes, you know of the Sangmal, yes? And he's looking at you piercingly.
You don't need to fear me anymore. I am not that man.
Roll 20.
9.
He nods, maybe convinced, maybe not, but
I left that light behind. But I'm lucky.
well, if you were of the Sangmal, you would be going down looking for relics, would you not?
No.
He laughs beside himself.
That was not what I did.
You three roll 20-sided. Okay, they're all in that chamber, and you are going up.
12.
This is considerably harder, and you get the bright idea. Actually, before you start going up, you are handed a hammer, iron spikes, and a lot of rope. And Sagma says, let the rope play out. If there's still more shaft, tie a rope to that. Every once in a while, an iron spike, wrap the rope around it, yes?
Yep.
All right, off you go. The bigger share you will get.
That sounds good with me.
And
lean
you
over
see Nishara perk up at that, like, why is Sagma offering shares? I'm in charge, but she says nothing.
Yeah, I lean over to Sinbad. I whisper, are you taking orders from Sagma? He's not going to cut you a fair deal.
I'm not taking orders, I just want to see what it's like. Plus, I don't trust him, so make sure he doesn't do anything devious.
Yeah, I think neither of us trust Sagma. He seems a little too eager, a little too greedy. And this doesn't look like any tomb I've ever seen. I'm hoping there's gold here, but by the looks of it, I don't have my hopes up. We better be on our toes. Let him be the first to fall in the trap.
Sagar steps forward and says, what are you talking about? You're plotting against us for more shares. You'll only get what's coming to you.
I say, the only thing coming to us is an empty hand or death. This is no normal tomb.
I'm leaving.
I hope I'm wrong.
Sagar turns and he starts going back and forth the other way. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. I don't care.
And I turn to Sinbad. See, that's how it's done.
You head up. Roll 20-sided.
15.
The biggest problem you have is you're trying to use the stakes as traction and they're just coming apart in your hands. And you realize that maybe they were there to discourage people from going up and down these shafts, but it's just way too old.
Yeah.
It's not you can't even use them to help you climb. And you go up, and actually this shaft is the exact same height as the other one. And you get to the room. And of course the room is totally dark. But you look down and you see the floor has been worked like the floor before, but even more ornately. And it's just black. You see nothing. The torch illuminates nada. Just a little bit of the floor, and you know that it's a big room.
I throw the rope down to the other people.
You have let out rope.
Yeah.
You shout out to them. You hear him shout out, "Come!" Sagma actually jumps forward and goes second, and kind of gives you a look. Starts climbing up.
I let him go past.
You let him go past, and you are actually third. And the rest of the mercenaries continue forward. And as you see them come up, you actually have to enter this room, and you just see blackness. And you step to one side as they start to come up, and you guys start to come up, and it's a giant, it must be a huge room. And you look behind you, and you see that the room has been hewn out of rock. Like they thought that there was something in the middle of rock, and they have just carved. You get up there, and you are kind of astounded that men could just dig in rock. It's just totally beyond your understanding, and why they would want to do this, you don't know. But this room was not a natural cavern. It's almost like they were looking for this spot, and they just hewed it out, and it's natural. It's not like the other room where it's smooth. It's all rough. Except for the floor, which is warped.
Is Ma of Rot with us? Is she down there yet?
She comes up. She comes up.
I say, we can't see a damn thing here. You seem to have abilities. What do you make of this?
Can I look up at the ceiling? Like, if this was, why would a room like this be made? Was it to contain something?
Roll 27.
Five.
Being who you are, you know that they were looking for something in rock. Which is astounding. Like, what on earth could they be looking for? Was it a place? Was it something? But it's almost like, when you look, you see, like, 1 foot, like, holes dug in the wall. Like, is it here? Exploratory? But it's a huge room, so whatever they were looking for took some doing. But that's what they were looking for, something. And all of you are there, and you're just clustered right at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And Nashar says, someone move forward. In fact, all of us move forward. Hand out more of the torches. Hand out more of the torches. All of us move forward. We explore the room. Come. And Nashara starts to hand out torches, and she looks in everyone's eyes. Like, if I do this, you do this.
I say to Nashara, I say, there's no gold here, is there?
And she said, we have already found gold. And Sagma laughs and says, we have indeed. We have found gold. If you wish to go, go. But you get nothing.
I say, some of you found gold, cursed though it may be. But
the torches are handed out.
Empty-handed.
And she says, we will splay out like the dials of a sun clock. You will go this way. You will go that way. And she just starts telling people where to go. You, this way.
Can I sense any, like, wind currents like that is getting from that very first trip?
Roll 20.
19.
This room is very still. There is no... As a matter of fact, the only real wind you get is coming from behind you and is warm. Like, it's coming from the opening. Like, this is the end. That was the beginning. But nothing comes from this direction. This is still. Absolutely still. Absolutely quiet.
I said...
Go ahead.
You see people start to fan out. And the room, the floor is ornate. It's mosaic. It's beautiful.
I was just going to ask, what do we see on the floor?
It is... Yes. You see patterns, and the patterns look very specific. Very, very specific. You see sigils, circles, designs. They all seem to be leading to something that's maybe middle-ish of the room, middle-ish.
Yeah.
Roll 20-sided. Roll 20-sided. Do you go where she asked you to go?
20.
10.
No, I feign too, and then I follow.
Fate. You?
I don't go off by myself. I say I'm going in pairs, so I go with him.
I say,
Okay.
let's light the floor. Call out if you see any symbols. I point to one and I see, and I
It's all
announce what it is.
mosaic.
Mosaic? Okay.
so far.
Do I?
But the thing is,
do I have to
you
advance
guys
anything?
actually get to, both of you roll 20-sided one more time. This is important.
7.
14.
As you get closer to the middle-ish of the room, like all of you guys have fanned out, and so you're not going directly into the middle like this, you're more like in this direction. You see a convergence of symbols where you guys are. And actually, you think you see a statue up ahead. It's a monstrous statue. It's probably 10 feet wide and 15 feet tall. And it almost, could it be it almost looks like a haystack. But it's weird and wrought, and you think it's a statue. That's your immediately sort of like statue.
I just announce, hey, there's something over here. And then I go look and I take a closer look at the statue.
You hear and you come forward. Roll 20-sided again. This is important. Give me some ones here. I would like some ones.
Is it a 12?
2.
You look down and you see that your foot hit something.
I look down to see what it hit.
Okay, it's almost imperceptible, but being who you are, in fact, I'll give you touch experience. You know how I said that there was mosaics of designs?
Mm-hmm.
You look down and you realize that there is somebody put multicolored sand on the ground in other patterns where the mosaics end, and your foot has brushed up against the outer circle and broken. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So where this circle was made out of sand is now like kicked out.
I start sweeping the sand.
You start sweeping. When you are going towards a statue and you see him kind of bend over, and you see instead of mosaic designs on the floor, you see sand, multicolored sand, black, green, red, whatever, in ornate patterns on the ground in a circular sort of pattern around the statue, and he is brushing it aside, trying to see.
So don't do that. Don't do that. It's there for a reason.
Roll 20-sided. You know that they've found something. You hear, over here, and you see people start to converge around them, and you see what they see. You see. Now, when you guys get closer to the statue, when more torches come, you realize that this statue is absolutely horrific. And it's almost lifelike. Roll 20-sided. She starts to scream at the top of her lungs as you see
I immediately
the Maw of Rot. And the Maw of Rot is this creature with tentacles for legs. It's almost like a haystack. It's in the shape of a haystack, except it's flesh. But it doesn't look like flesh. It looks almost like leather, like the statue is made of leather. And there's tentacles coming out all over, almost like petals of a plant. And the whole thing is draped in tentacles and eyes and mouths all over it. And you guys think it's this horrific statue made of, it almost looks like leather or wood that's been painted. You see the Maw of Rot and start to scream. She is going berserk. She's backing away from the statue and screaming. The statue is not moving.
I grab the talisman and hold it.
She pulls out something and holds it up. And the statue is not moving. It might be a statue, but you are absolutely positively sure that it could be nothing else. It could be nothing else to you.
I point to it with my sword. I say, what is this thing? You know what this is. Are we in danger?
That's the maw.
The what?
The maw.
A couple of the guards come over to you and they're like, what are you doing on the floor over here?
Just playing around.
They say, what is this? And you see the designs around made of sand. Roll 20-sided.
Darren, are you done? Have you got anything?
I could stay here for days.
Right? And I think that's wise. I am leaving.
He nods. Very well.
And good luck to you in your search.
He nods. He says, if I were you, I would not go. Do not go due west unless you get dark reeds and plenty of water. That you'll have to bargain with the villagers for the dark reeds. There is no clean water there.
Thank you.
And he nods and you leave. Would you roll?
16.
I go down Barton.
I'll be with you shortly. You realize that this is all wrong. You don't know what's going on. You know that there's something. This is the mauve rot. But how could it be just a statue? Is this not a creature? Is this not something that we hide from? Is this not something that to be protected from? Is this not something that I hold the signal up to and it passes me by? What is going on? And you just don't understand. And then you see him playing on the ground with the sand, and you see these ornate patterns on the, purposeful, like it took hours and hours and hours of skilled hands to put these designs on the ground, and they're just scattered, and they're looking for like maybe trapdoors or something where there could be more treasure. And the mercenaries are looking at you, and they're looking at this thing. One of the mercenaries actually steps forward and he stabs the thing with his spear.
I actually
one
wanted to do
person
that.
would
I go
roll 20
poke it
Oh,
with my sword.
I'm not there.
Can I do that instead of the other?
I'll be in touch with you.
You're gonna roll.
14.
Okay, you see one of the mercenaries goes up and he stabs the thing. And imagine a haystack made out of old leather. What would happen if somebody stabbed it with a spear? It just kind of goes ka-thunk. It doesn't, it might go in an inch or something. That's kind of what it thunk, like this. But it's like it's made out of leather. Thunk. We can kunk, and it makes a weird sound.
I say
like,
it's hollow.
It doesn't sound hollow at all, but it sounds like it's not made out of wood. It's like it's made out of leather, and he's just thunking it, and you see pieces of it kind of go like this, like because he kind of hits it harder. Roll 20.
9.
Nishara says, maybe we can tip it over, but for now, let's look for gold. Spread out amongst the chamber. If you find any artifacts, a candlestick, anything you think is useless might be useful to me. Let's spread out. And she starts to issue orders again. Roll 20-sided. This is for you.
1.
Roll.
The have to built there.
10.
You go out to see the villagers, and when you leave this cavern, you're glad you do, because there is just an odd feeling to the air. You know that evil feeling you get when there's a tornado around, and it's like the air is dead. It's charged. It's like there's something desperately wrong. That's the feeling that you get, and you say to yourself, I cannot get out of here fast enough.
I don't even bargain. I get myself like the east.
Okay, you leave the village. You leave the village, and you see something very strange before you even leave the village. Roll 20-sided one more time.
1.
That's fantastic. This is going to have to be a combat reroll. Before you leave the village, so you are protected. There's a wall and there's guards at the wall, okay, because the bandits are still around. And in fact, you see bandits. And you're like, oh, the bandits. How am I going to get past the bandits? But then your brain goes, those aren't bandits. And you look closer and closer, and you drop the reins, and your hands start to shake.
What is it?
Roll 20-sided again.
6.
They were bandits. Were. Before they were killed. in battle. Now they lurch towards you, and you see wounds upon them.
Okay.
You see their clothes streaked with blood.
I get all of my
You see maggots crawling out of their eyes,
I
and they are
get-
just
I
they walk
take
towards the village.
I take the hammer with the gear. I get the, and I'm thinking, okay, just why avoid these things?
Okay, keep in mind, okay, this might be really dangerous. I'm going to give you one roll to see if you can
Staying
do
in
this.
here with these things coming is really dangerous.
That is very true.
At least camels are fast. If I, I'm just seeing what they are, so they're still distance away. Camels are fast if I kill them. They're not mounted.
They are not mounted, and you see that there is a lot of them, and they are scattered all over this plateau because there have been fights, and not every dead has risen, but the dead have risen. Okay? And you are like, oh no. And the guards look up at you and they smile and they see you and they look out and they sound the alarm, and you just you move forward and you kick down the wall and you move your camels forward. Roll 20-sided.
2.
Roll again.